Hello and welcome to this tutorial, how to install Unified Communication Server. For the purpose of this tutorial we will be installing onto a Nortel BCM telephone system. Let's begin by reviewing the prerequisites before we perform an installation. These are contained in the installation guide. Before we perform an installation of Unified Communication Server, we need to make sure that we have access to the server PC on which to install the software and the permission, if we need it, to reboot. Generally speaking, there's no requirement to reboot the PC, but if the PC is particularly old and hasn't had updates on it for a while, then it may be necessary. It's better to seek permission first. It would be ideal if the PC has internet access. This way the licensing of the software and registration will be much simpler. Of course, we can phone for registration in the event that we can't get access. It's good to have the details of the customer to hand, the name and address and contact details. These will be required during registration. Also the serial number of the installation. If of course we're installing a trial, then that won't be required, but that means then the installation will only be active for 30 days. Next we need the IP address of the telephone system. And as we're installing onto a Nortel BCM, it would be good to get the trunk numbers, the first and last trunk numbers, available before we start too. Plus it's essential that we have a license for LAN CTE on the BCM. Just one connection license is required, that's one application license, not one per extension. And also we need the installation setup disks for UcServer, of course. Now just to be clear on this, we do not have to install the LAN CTE drivers onto the server PC first. They are installed as part of the installation of Unified Communication Server. So, if we're ready to begin, let's start the installation process. First thing of course we're going to do is run the software, the installation software. That's here, install UcServer, and we're installing version 1.3. Let's proceed with the installation. So as the software is installing, I'll just remind that the software package contains a number of components from Microsoft. This is to make the installation as seamless as possible. It includes Microsoft.NET Framework, Microsoft SQL Express, and other hotfixes that may be required. So if at any point the software asks you to restart the PC, please do so and begin the installation again. However, I'm not expecting it to on this occasion, as I know the age of this PC and it's fairly up to date. The installation of the server typically takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Rather than waste 5 to 10 minutes of your time now, we'll fast forward the video so that we go straight to the bit where SQL Server is complete. Okay, so the SQL Server part of the installation is nearly complete. So we'll just resume the installation video, and the remaining components are now being installed, so it shouldn't take much longer. Okay, there we go. So the final files have been installed and the software is ready to start. When I press the finish button, then we'll be presented with the post-installation wizard. So let's do that now. Okay, so the software is on the PC and we're about to connect to the Nortel BCM for the first time, so let's proceed through the wizard. So we need to put in some site details, so let's put in a site name or demonstration system. Let's leave the country and area code as London Now the area codes are arranged in alphabetical order, so you can go straight to it alphabetically, or if you wanted, then you can type the digits to get to the correct area code. So that's good. Let's proceed to the next page. Okay, so I've been given a serial number. Let's enter that now. Let's put some customer details in. Okay, there we go. So we've put some demonstration systems in and we have a couple of options available for registration. We could register for trial, but as we've been given a serial number, a valid one, there's not much point doing that. But if we had not, then putting in the customer's details and pressing that button would have been just fine. We can press the register online button and that will go away and the software will connect over the internet, download the license, and that will be implemented onto the local PC. Or finally, we have the fail-safe option of registering by telephone. So what we'll do for the sake of the demonstration, we'll proceed with the fail-safe option just to demonstrate that in practice. So if for any reason the register online doesn't work, then you'll be able to phone the number that comes up here. Just ask to confirm the details first. So you'll confirm the number here, weekday 9 to 5, and then the person that answers will, you'll give them the serial number and they'll give you the unlock code by return. So I've done that, so let me put in the unlock code that I've been given. Okay, and we'll proceed. There we go, and that's done. So I've been given 16 client licenses and we're ready to proceed. The software is now registered and licensed. So the telephone system is a Nortel BCM, and we'll put the IP address in, which hopefully you would know. It's one of the prerequisites. Okay, there we go. Now these grey boxes here don't need to be filled in fact they can't be filled in, they're for other makes of telephone system. So we're going to go with auto create, which means it will download the extensions and use those. And just finally we have to put in the trunk access code, so in my case that's 9. And it's important this, we must put in the first and last trunk. Unfortunately we can't download the trunk numbers on the BCM, so we're reliant on the engineer entering those. So for me, I've got basic rate circuits from 65 to 72. And let's proceed. So we sit at this final screen waiting for the extensions to appear. There they go. The software downloads the directory from the telephone system, and as the extensions go on hook, that's a sign that everything's working. If you were to pick up the extensions, I won't do that now, then they would go off hook or ringing, so you may see other activity there. So that's the installation complete. I hope you enjoyed that and have seen that it's fairly straightforward. Thank you very much for your time and wish you all the best with your first installation.